Ada baiknya saya kenalkan dulu myself. Okay, my name is Nomi Hafizaki Haji Pawi. I will be the presenter for today. Okay, and ada with me juga today we have our facilitator, our lead trainer Farid Aziz, Katie Ismail, Ida Abu, and Izwana. So they will be helping me to answer all the question that you apa yang kita tanyakan di Q&A chat box satu. Okay. Okay. I think ada yang tahu sudah kali CSB ni apa, ada yang maybe masih ragu apa CSB tu. Okay, let me introduce sikit lah about the cyber security Brunei ni. Okay, which is stand for CSB ta. Okay, actually His Majesty consented to the establishment of Cybersecurity Brunei as the National Cybersecurity Agency for Brunei Darussalam, which began operation on 1st August 2020, which is last 2 years. Belum lagi lah. So CSB ni offer 3 core services, which is BRUSET, stand for Brunei Computer Emergency Response Team. So di mana actually BRUSET ni lama sudah kena tubuhkan since 2014. So apa saja BRUSET ni do? So we are the first responder. BRUSET ni we are the first responder untuk mencari kalau ada macam vulnerable to the system. So we are the first responder to help especially for the government. So our second core services are we call it as NDFL, which is National Digital Forensic Lab. So di mana NDFL ni work closely with law enforcement. Yeah. Okay. So next one is a Cyber Watch Center. So Cyber Watch Center ni is ia operate 24/7. So ada orang shift lah tu, we monitor atau the system apa. So actually CSB ni ia operates under the MTIC with the Minister of MTIC as Minister in charge of cyber security. Okay, one of our interests is to increase public awareness of cyber threats happening nowadays. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about emailan ya. Okay. I think everyone confirm mesti ada email yang participant yang ada dalam ni. I believe semua ada email. Since masa ni tani dilanda COVID-19 ni kan, pandemic, bukan lagi masa ni, endemic sudah lah. So since satu, I believe everyone is work from home, even student belajar dari rumah and menggunakan email. Mesti ada email ni. Okay. So normally-nya macam Gmail, even Outlook, kadang-kadang ada on email juga, macam kami ada csb. Macam itpesos.com, csb.gov.bn. So okay. Okay. Common type of email threats ni, I will cover 3 ni. Ya, 3 ni saja. So the common type of email threats, yang pertama is malware delivered through spam. Yang kedua, phishing email. And last one, I will cover business email compromise. Okay. Before tu, let me dulu kali ya. Izinkan saya bercakap bilingual lah, macam English juga, Malay juga. Okay. Okay. So I think I have poll for ada ni poll. Izwana, can you help me to open up the poll question? Sekejap. Yeah. Okay. What would you do if you receive this kind of email threat? Selalunya lah, kalau kita terjumpa, kita klik kita ignore ataupun ignore and delete. Ada yang forward? Okay, let's see. So I think ada 30 seconds to answer these questions. What would you do if you receive this kind of email threat? Macam phishing kah? Ataupun ada yang belum tahu kali dapat. So I just want to know before we start, apa yang you buat? You guys buat. Yeah. Okay. Bagus. I'm happy. Banyak, ada yang mengklik. Bagus. Ada yang terklik? Belum ada? Okay. So 7 people beritahunya ya ignore saja. So another 20 beritahunya ya ignore and delete, which is good. Okay. Jangan di forward. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about malware deliver through spam. Okay. Example-nya. You receive this one. Kan? Free shopping voucher. Siok kan to dapat N500. Nya siok betul macam banyak betul banyak. For me it's banyak lah. Balam lagi kena bagi teman yang free tu. Okay. So katanya nya hello, congratulations nya you have won a shopping voucher worth 500 from us nya. So how does it works nya? User receive email from the cyber criminal. Okay. When ani selalunya you can see voucher.exe file, right? Okay. Okay. So yang keduanya, the user ignores all the warnings given by the email provider. Okay. Nampak di sini ya? Ya, artinya ada malicious data. So, ia boleh memblok, antivirus boleh memblok. Okay. For us, siapa yang ada antivirusnya? You have antivirus, example lah, in your computer, in your laptop ke apa, ada antivirus, yes. Tapi, are you sure kita selalu mengupdate kita punya antivirus? Okay. So, mesti jua kami recommend mesti jua selalu update antivirus ini. Pasalnya, you know, even COVID-19 lagi banyak varian. So itu yang manusia punya lah. So di sini komputer pun sama jua. So kalau kita nak update kita punya antivirus kadang-kadang, okay, kami kena bagi tahu lah. And we know that viruses yang kena buat itu, yang komputer ni selalunya kena buat everyday mesti ada yang baru. Yeah, so yeah, that's why kadang-kadang you have to update so that they know the signature of your virus itulah. Kalau ya belum kita update, dia terdetect tu. Okay, so be careful. And one question, mobile kita ada antivirus? I believe that mobile phone yang kita ada, mobile phone that you have masa ni is your best friend. Di mana saja you ada, confirm kamu bis kita membawa mobile bis kita ke mana-mana. Ngam? Pasal apa? Because bergunakan untuk scan berhelp. But you know, email pun I believe some of you guys pun kadang-kadang ada set ke email mobile phone, right? So be careful. Kita kalau boleh antivirus satu lah di-update . Mesti install juga ke mobile phone bis kita juga. Okay. So this one. Since you ignore tadi ya punya antivirus apa, ya ignore, since aku mau jual voucher ni, aku mau je klik, aku mau je mana. Okay, when you open, okay, pasalnya tadi itu, you can see exe file. Okay, kalau saja ada di email bis kita exe file dia, and some from someone yang indah dikenali, walaupun namanya macam from Siti Nurhaliza ka, from Bill Gates ka, ataupun from mana-mana lah . So macam kalau diragui usulnya, better ignore saja. Okay, delete. Okay, ignore and delete. So macam tadi itu, kalau exe file artinya ia suspicious sudah. Artinya ada, kalau you terklik exe file ini normally, ia automatically consider as a malicious . So apa yang ia buat, ia running at the background. Okay, running background, apa lagi dibuatnya? Apa saja activity that you type ka, webcam ka, without you knowing, webcam itu boleh terbuka and attackers boleh nampak gambar bis kita juga. Okay, mau kita tahu. Okay, so when you open ataupun save, ia boleh automatically running at the background of your computer. So this happen. Spam attachment may contain malware. Malware tu apa? Okay, nama panjangnya malicious software. Okay, nama cute-nya lah malware. Malware ni ya banyak dalamnya. Okay, ada kategorinya macam malware ni sebenarnya virus, Trojan horse. Okay, so keylogger. Keylogger apa ia buat? Apa saja yang you type, since you infected sudah, pasal terklik phishing email ni. Apa yang ia buat, apa yang Keyloggers dapat buat, apa saja yang you masukkan, yang you type, example bank account. Selalunya tadi transfer duit pun masa ni kalau boleh malas jangan ke mana-mana, so we transfer duit pakai laptop. Ya, attackers can see your password. Bukan saja bank lah atau apa saja login, apa saja credential that you type because of the keylogger dia kena install habis kita punya komputer. So nampak tu apa. So itu yang scary partnya lah. Kadang-kadang macam kenapa boleh aku dah dapat login lagi because of someone is knowing kita punya password because of kecuaian bis kita jual terklik atau. So ransomware. Ransomware artinya ia mengklik ransomware, ia mengklik, once ia mengklik, automatically your file ataupun dokumen itu encrypted. Apa encrypted ni? Artinya tidak lagi dapat dibuka kerana kunci, kerana lock. Di mana, kenapa? Okay, kadang-kadang ransomware ni ia minta duit in Bitcoin. Okay, for us, kalau kami, recommendation kami, ransomware, kalau terkena ransomware ni, chances for you guys to get back your document itu ataupun itu very slim lah. So walaupun you pay for it, kadang-kadang chancesnya still nada. Okay, so itu yang bahayanya lah. What if yung document yang kena encrypted itu is one of the confidential data and there is no backup from your organization ataupun from you itself. Okay, and spyware. Spyware, as I said tadi, example-nya webcam kita. Okay, itu yang bahayanya lah. And webcam kita boleh kena buka without you knowing, especially mobile phone. Ngamtah lagi masa ni ada 4 kamera, 5, 6. So nanti maybe belakangnya semua penuh kamera lah kali. So we never know. So itu yang bahayanya lah. Okay, last one is adware. Okay, so let's talk about the case study. Okay, DHL. Bukan pulang pasal DHL saja ni, tapi banyak sebenarnya, bukan saja DHL, even FedEx, even apa lagi lah. So one of the example is DHL. Since pasalnya orang tahu kita ni suka shopping order, right? So one of the example yang selalu terkena is DHL ni selalu kena ni lah. So this one. Oh tadi si Nomi cakap .exe. No, okay. This one is consider malicious jua. Because of di sini you can see .pdf, .ace. Artinya ia double extension. Kenapa double extension itu? So artinya ada running background yang you tidak tahu. Okay, so once you click that one, kadang-kadang ia yang happen tadi itu yang macam terkena ransomware, terkena malware, terkena Keyloggers apa. So this happen. So kalau boleh, kalau rasanya macam ni kenapa kan minta posted original document attached to confirm accordingly? Kenapa kan minta reset lagi? So I believe di reset habis kita tu selalunya mestilah ada alamat, even your even maybe kali ada credit card detail and alamat and mobile phone apa. So that one is we consider as a confidential information sudah yang indah boleh di-share. So tu yang bahayanya lah. Okay. So first okay faham Okay. Tadi sudah tadi cover pasal yang the first one. Now I will cover about a phishing email. Okay. Example of phishing email. How does it works? Okay. So this is the example. When you kiranya this one, you terklik sudah banyak. When you terklik, yang macam online banking. Okay. For your information, bank indah pernah meminta update melalui email ataupun melalui telefon, minta password kita. So kalau rasanya diragui, bagi tahu ayunya ini dari pihak banknya, contoh contoh saja bank. This is from BIBD ataupun Taib ke apa. Kami kan minta password kitanya pasal kami kan mencek transaction apa yang ada dalam komputer dalam bank kita. Kalau rasanya macam itu, jangan dibagi pasal itu bahaya sudah. So, apa yang kita perlu buat, it's okay je. I will contact my bank shortly. Kita telefon bank, bagi tahu je aku tadi terkena ada kena call je, which is aku rasa suspicious. So I think so pihak bank pun aware, they can check lah and investigate further lagi kenapa ada call macam tu. Okay, so this one online banking ni, when you type, terklik tu tadi you type your username Abdullah and your password, and you click submit, and then you pergi, instead of you pergi ke legitimate server, you masuk ke hacker punya server. Pasal apa tu? Macam mana boleh tahu tak? Okay, you see ya arrow yang saya ni di sini nampak online banking ni kan? Ya www.xyzbank.com. Artinya sebenarnya tadi kan masuk ke ABC Bank. Tapi pasal tadi terklik phishing atau and we macam tadi dia rasa ia phishing lah tadi atas, tapi you can see the URL di bawah ni. So ia pergi ke www.xyzbank.com. So artinya hacker punya server, bukan yang legit punya server. Okay, so that's why kadang-kadang this happen. Kadang-kadang duitnya, transactionnya boleh kena pakai apa. So be careful on this one lah. Okay, this happen juga arah kami punya organisation before. So before lah So kami IT Pesos before kami dah pernah pakai Dropbox bah. So kami one of the kulit beritahunya kami dah pernah pakai banyak Dropbox ni. And yes, after we investigation lah we check dia pakai mobile. Macam mana kan check phishing link atau pakai mobile lah? Okay, senang saja. Ni kan kena emailnya, verify your email. So you tap lama-lama, tekan lama-lama and the link kan boleh keluar tu. You can see the HTTP ryanspago.com/au. AU normally kalau Brunei.bn, right? Kalau AU Australia. Okay. So artinya this one is suspicious sudah. So artinya kami tahu this one is a phishing phishing email that we receive. Okay. This one kami receive benar-benarnya. Okay. Next one. Okay. Last 2017, Taib pun pernah kena phishingannya. Bukan customer Taib pun pernah menerima phishing email ni lah. It's begitunya, it's claiming from Taib. Okay. So di sananya, when you click view your message atau view your message, when you click this one, usulnya sama tu. Apa yang you see sama tu macam legit punya website. The different is only confirm, kan dia akan macam hacker ni dia akan menyamar macam dia akan membuat syukur-syukur saja. Dia akan membuat exactly the same as legit punya website. Okay, so last 2017 Taib punya macam mana pulang soalnya. So you can see di sini the different. Okay, dulu yes, ni kalau masa ni masa 2017 the real Taib punya website is http://taib.taib.com.bn. This is the original punya domain URL. So yang phishing site-nya is from igcs.co.in. Artinya in is from India. Okay. So and masa tu ia ada padlock. Nampak sini ada padlock. Kalau HTTPS ia ada padlock. Okay. Dulu masa ni everything senang lah senang and mudah dicari lah just to cerita sedikit lah, bukan information juga. kenapa banyaklah orang tanya je, now recently je, not recently kami menerima phishing site ni HTTPS bah. Kan kami before membagi tahu HTTPS kalau ada HTTPS encrypted tu. Yes. Now since HTTPS ni boleh kena dapati free bah. So senang tu untuk the etiquette to membuat phishing site ni. So macam mindset tadi kalau HTTPS selamat tu. No. Now you have to check HTTPS full atau full. Example yang paling senangnya mengaburi mata bis kita ni selalunya. Okay, kita HTTP kalau BIBD contoh BIBD, right? So HTTP lepas tu BIBD. The only different hacker can do is ia menchange BIBD, ia jadikan BIDB. Well, see only small method D and B itu ia boleh menjurus kita ke terklik tu phishing site tu. So you have to be careful lah pasal ni. You have to check full URL yang kita kena bagi tu. Okay? Cuma tu je kadang-kadang Facebook 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 instead of BOOK ia buat BO kosong. Someone in the realize tu, so you have to be careful. Walaupun ada HTTPS. Yes, HTTPS is encrypted. But now banyak sudah teknologi, so easy for the hacker to manipulate lah kita as human. Okay. So far so good faham HTTPS mesti check semua lagi. Okay. Now, more example. Maybank. Siapa ada Maybank di sini? Ada? Okay, tidak apa-apa. Okay, apa yang peliknya di sini ni? Okay, Maybank. Maybank we understand is bank kewangan. Tapi kenapa tayo from E2 tu? Sedih kan tu? Macam, why? Kenapa dari kementerian pulang men-send email ni? Maybank tapi Kementerian Pendidikan. Confused kan tu? So artinya sudah macam diragu ni. So jangan diklik. Tapi when you want to click jua, okay, example, you click www.maybank.com.my ni you click this one and this happen. Sama exactly Maybank yang before. Okay, masa ni maybe kena barui sudah ia punya homepage apa. But before this one, ia masuk ke usulnya sama. This one, the link ni. Fractorasjaponis.ro. RO is Romania. Okay. So bukannya Maybank ataupun macam .my apa. Okay. Next one, RHB Bank. Masih je E2 tu Tapi masa ni dia pernah kali pakai E2. Maybe we'll cover lagi later lah yang sophisticated punya lah. So when you click this one, walaupun you from E2 aku klik juga. When you click this one, what will happen? Ia pergi ke RHB. Yes, usulnya RHB juga tu lurus je tu. No, you have to check the link that I mentioned tadi. So RHB pun dalam link ni nada aku nampak di mana RHB ni. Yang I see Semawaling so song so lah So it's from ID. ID is from Indonesia. Okay. So be careful. Usulnya sama tapi linknya lain. Okay. Faham Okay. So business email compromise. I cover tadi sudah 2, the common thread yang normally kena. And this one is business email compromise. Okay. Email compromise ni, business email BEC lah. We panggil dia BEC. Tapi before that, I think before we I have one more question. Easy. Before we start lah about the BEC ni, I have question for you guys to answer dulu. Can you help me to open up the question? Izwana? Okay. Okay. Have you ever received this kind of email thread? Pernah? Maybe ada yang masih belum tahu kali lah business email compromise ni. Tidak apa-apa. Assume saja. Boleh? Yes or no? You have 30 seconds to answer the question. Okay. Okay. So ada yang membagi tahu, have you ever received, artinya 28% membagi tahu ia pernah tekanan BECN ni. I think ada yang tahu sudah apa BECN ni. Tidak apa-apa. We cerita lagi further nanti. And 18%, 72% cakap no, ia belum pernah kena. Tidak apa-apa. We will do a demo, short demo later so that we can understand further lagi. So thank you for answering the question. Okay. Business email compromise, BEC. Apa BEC ni? Ya, email spoofing. The sender might not be who you think it is. Walaupun dia pakai nama-nama yang, siap bahas, bukan nama sub. Ulah macam example, this one, Bill Gates, ataupun siapakah BTS kata, Blackpink punya team member kah, okay. So, what's our account, this one, example-nya, email spoofing, okay. Tidak apa-apa, I will talk lagi nanti, later. So, example-nya lagi, ni ada urgency, urgent, invoice needs paying, okay. We'll do later juga. So emailnya is a tactic used by phishernya where the email being sent looks like it's coming from a person or organization you would trust. Okay. So this one, to be honest, BEC ni banyak happen di Brunei. Ya, ada happen. One of the reason kenapa when we do investigation, macam mana boleh kena spoof atau belum ada idea kan macam mana, okay, cerita dulu. Because of when we check lah, sometimes because of the organization chat yang company itu buat full, namanya, email addressnya, phone numbersnya, so di sana boleh kena pakai. So kalau boleh, kalau organisation chat, try to limit apa yang ada dalam itulah. At least nama saja kah, jangan jawatan apa. So it's very sana orang kan memakai email bis kita. Only guessing. Kadang-kadang, macam nama saya, example, my name is Nomi Hafizakihan Haji Pawi. Kadang-kadang first name and last name, Nomi.Pawi, example. Okay, so andanglah. So easy to guess lah juga. Okay. What is business email compromise ni? Ya, impersonation of executive or business contact to obtain the transfer of funds or sensitive information. Ini yang bahayanya because ia memakai high level punya email. Selalunya ia pakai CEO, ia pakai head of finance, ia pakai yang high level which is CEO email, baik dah reply laju kerana kena tanya kenapa lambat, because of yang memakai nama tu, tanya as a human akan jadi panic bah. Macam, CEO email ni, ia mau urgent, macam tu kan. So example-nya. So this happened di Brunei. How does BEC ni work? Okay, awal-awal ia akan membuka bank account. Scammer set up their own bank account. Usulnya legit dah. Okay, lepas itu, skema ni impersonate a company executive. Contohnya macam kami, CSB, kami punya CEO is Tuan Samsul. So, ia impersonate, maksudnya ia menyamar menjadi Tuan Samsul, okay. So, tapi BEC ni, ia indah masuk ke sistem bis kita, indah masuk ke web server bis kita. So, ia maka yang di luar saja. When we do investigation, ia indah masuk. Ya, because of ia menggunakan taktik ini, tapi ia menggain banyak duit lah, because of ia boleh membuat ini. And later I will show you demo hanya menggunakan mobile phone saja. We can send email. Okay. Okay, lepas satu, employee release the fund to scammers bank account. Atutah yang since you know, example-nya macam mana? Example, I'm the CEO. Aku bagi tahu Arif Finance, please transfer duit immediately. I need it urgent because of I'm the CEO. So, tapi sebenarnya I'm the hacker bah. So sebenarnya yang itu punya Tuan Samsul. Tapi aku bagi tahu please transfer. I'm using Tuan Samsul punya email. Only namanya saja tapi bukan masuk ke website-nya, bukan masuk ke emailnya, bukan login apa. No, kami pakai email saja. This is scary part of BEC. Okay. So awal-awal dia set up on bank. Lepas satu yang menyamar. Lepas satu scammer satu send email and the employee release fund itu ke hacker punya bank account. Okay. Business email compromise ni, BEC ni commonly used selalunya macam ni. Mesti ada transfer request, urgent, transfer request. Artinya yang macam mesti laju, mesti buat awalan ni. Okay. So this happen, banyak sudah reported di Brunei. So this is the example lah. Cuba bis kita lihat di sini urgency requesting immediate fund transfer. So di sininya a spoof sender domain. Ia pakai CEO-nya punya email. Body of the email bagi tahunya I need you to take care of someday domestic transfer for me today. Dia mau today juga urgency-nya. And this one dia pakai position, dia pakai CEO. Okay, kadang-kadang managing director apa. So yang high level dipakainya. Okay. Okay. This one, business email compromise ni, ya, kami and we understand ada di PPDB, artinya polis sana, pasukan polis di Raja Brunei. Dia ada membagi tahunya di Brunei nya telah menerima beberapa laporan berkenaan percubaan satu skim penipuan di dalam talian yang dilaporkan oleh beberapa syarikat di negara ini. Artinya di Brunei kerana sudah business email compromise ni. Because of ia memakai nama tu saja bukan sampai yang masuk compromise di komputernya, tapi pakai emailnya saja. And kami pakai mobile phone saja and boleh juga. Senang. And boleh in 5 minutes, ya. Yeah? Okay. So this happen and pasukan polis telah menerima laporan mengenai business email compromise itu. Okay, which is sebenarnya bahaya sudah around the world sudah, worldwide sudah juga. Okay, this chart show from 2015 amount yang kena duit yang kena tipu itu sikit saja baru. And you see 2018, belum lagi 2021 yang last year punya BEC. Tani dah tahu apatah lagi tema tu pandemic COVID-19 punya tu, I think dia boleh rise up lagi more than this amount. Yeah, so banyaklah tertelusan ni. That's why that's why we want to focus on the BEC ni, especially for the organisation yang big organisation supaya indah tekanan lah. So hundreds of BEC scammers arrested in Nigeria and US. So 3.7 million recover. So di Malaysia, even Japan, Turkey, apa banyak around the world. Tapi chances for you to get back the money itu is very payahlah juga. And I heard there's some organization di Brunei ni sampai transfer 100,000 juga. Because usul email itunya legitnya. Tapi kami herannya kenapa transaction itunya ke Hong Kong pulang bahnya. So after balik-balik kami minta tu and barang ini dah sampai, then they feel suspicious. And then they do investigation and we can confirm that it's a BEC because of macam bank account-nya dia suruh ubah ke Hong Kong, which is suspicious. So kalau rasanya you receive this kind of email, so macam kenapa ada penukaran itu, call dia orang itu immediately. Okay? Call dia immediately, bagi tahu je, oh sorry, kami ada receive email bagi tahu yang you want us to transfer your to change bank account number from Brunei to Hong Kong. Kenapa? So kadang-kadang then they notice ada yang pelik-pelik tu kan. So then they know someone ataupun hackers is doing their action lah, mission. So normally cuma tu pulang saja. Maksudnya macam you have to call ataupun macam kalau CEO habis kita menelefon minta certain amount of money. Mana pulang takut pulang kena marah macam payah je kan bercakap, tapi you have to you bagi tahu, okay tuan, kami ada menerima email, kita minta kami men-send email certain amount of money, kita minta transferkan ke this account number. Macam mana tuan? Ada kita meng-email ataupun any email dari kita you have to talk nicely lah, so that I believe that your CEO ataupun your managing director understand of this issue-nya pasal this happen di Brunei sudah. So you have to you have to verify macam mana saja tu. Okay, kalau kan investigate lagi, yes can, tapi it take times. Okay. Okay. Protect yourself against email spoofing and business email compromise. Satu, what you have to do is click on the sender name to reveal details such as sender email address. Yang kedua, if you receive an email requesting for your information or a payment, contact that person or organization directly to confirm the email legitimacy. Yeah, as I said tadi lah, so artinya you have to contact walaupun your business partner tu is from somewhere else, either macam from other country lah, Japan ke apa, you have to call them. You sure this is yours? Before we proceed, kalau katanya yes, okay, then it's from a correct person. Tapi kalau rasanya no, so stop, jangan tah di-transfer, because this happen, sudah banyak transaction, barang dah sampai, then they notice this is a very suspicious. Kenapa? Okay. If you receive a spoof email, report it as spam. When in doubt, refer to your IT department. So I think kalau rasanya this one you not sure is it BC kan ni, is it correct ka? No worry, jangan takut. So you can seek for your IT department to investigate lagi. Okay? And feel free juga if you need Bruce punya assistant, insyaAllah we try to help as soon as we can, as many as we can. Okay? Okay. So for demo, business email compromise ni, I will use, okay, aku I will show you email lah. I will use the participant punya nama di sini so that you become one of the CEO lah. Example. Okay, siapa yang tercalon namanya? I will use sekejap Okay. 6-8 mata kujua. I will use Rahani. Minta maaf puan, pakai nama kita as example saja, so that we so that we can understand more lah. Okay. I'm using Rahani Saleh as kiranya ya jadi Rahani Salehani as CEO Okay. I will show you to the email. Sekejap. Give me time for me to create for our facilitator to create a dummy email lah. Okay. Sekejap Okay. Okay. Minta maaf puan. So I'm using Ajah Rahani Haji Saleh Okay. This one di isinya kami kalau email kita lurus jua, minta maaf. Kami spoof saja, kami dah masuk ke email kita, kami dah tahu password. Okay. Pengakuannya. Okay. So when this is my email lah. This is kami punya email, Izwana test mail lah. So this is kami punya test mail and we receive this one. Okay, ni. Dunia urgentnya. Please help-nya. Okay, I open the email. Okay. So nowadays, kadang-kadang, alhamdulillah, Gmail ada this one. Be careful with this message-nya. Ya, macam yang bagi tahu sudah, ada warning sudah. Kalau dulu, enggak ni. Okay, because of they aware of this BEC. Tapi what if in your organization, setting email itu belum fully kena setting. Faham ah? So this one is okay, bagi tahunya nya. Hi Finance nya, please initiate a bank transfer in the sum of 45,250 to the account below nya using the link. So this is nya example lah. Wana, this is Rahani Saleh at gmail.com. And this email ni, rahani.salehani, maksudku, kami boleh, bukan saja kami, everyone yang hackers, boleh ni memakai example lah, at moi.edu.mn. Exactly the same email itu. Okay, itu yang bahayanya. So this one is at Gmail, tapi ia boleh jadi MOH ka, even dari MOFI ka, from bank ka, BIBD ka, this can happen. Okay. Okay. So when you click this one, nampakkan ni, when you send email, artinya ia masuk ke hacker punya tu. Because of email, contoh to be honest, okay, my email is zakiah.pawi@itpss.com, example. So kena pakai mana-mana zakiah.pawi@itpss.com. Tapi kalau you reply, and kita bagi tahu this is the proof of payment. So then I can receive the email. Faham ah? Tapi the hacker indah masuk ke, indah tahu password kita, indah login. Dia makai kita punya email ini saja untuk mengeburi database kita. So this is the scary part sebenarnya. Okay. So far so good Ataupun ada yang mau lagi pakai namanya. Macam mau je pakai moi.edu.pn atau mau je Maybank tapi from education. It's okay. Tak apa-apa. I think hopefully I hope that you understand at least sikit lah the teknik penggunaan BEC ni ya. Okay. So kalau terjumpa saja, report saja as spam, report saja as phishing. Okay. Kalau rasanya diragui. Kalau sebelum itu, you have to contact lagi, verify lagi to your bosses. Is it legit? Is it okay for me to transfer? Are you sure you want me to transfer this amount of money? Okay. So be careful saja. Okay. Okay. Email security tips. Okay. First of all, do not click any suspicious link. Okay. And I believe participant yang tadi dah pernah klik, good. Tapi kadang-kadang ada macam maksudnya tani okay, we understand. Oh, this is phishing, the klik. Tapi since anak kita ni ataupun adik-adik kita ni menggunakan email so itu yang tani takutkan diorang itu terklik link yang indah sepatutnya. So tadi takutkan malware itu termasuk komputer base kita. Okay. So scan email attachment before opening them. That's why yang as I said tadi, you have to scan your email ni frequently before kalau membuka attachment. Ditakuti ada kena masukkan malware dalam itu. Okay. Be sure of the person you communicate with. Okay. So yang macam ni tani takutkan orang makan email address tani exactly the same. Tapi it just happen. The BEC. So be careful, okay? Kalau bukan for me, BEC ni dulu involve money. For me, ia boleh menukar jadi bukan saja ia involve money, tapi ia mau document, confidential document. Itu yang tadi takutkan lagi. Macam CEO mau dokumen ni, ia mau confidential. CEO kan, you know, macam barangkali ya ada meeting lagi kali. So that's why macam kalau yang minta confidential information which is urgent yang rasanya perlu anulah, you have to double check lagi with kita punya anulah macam CEO kah, macam ataupun head of department, kenapa yang minta kah ataupun atau, so that it's from the legit, so that data tu yang we want to protect. Okay, protect your personal information. Lepas ni jangan share too much information to social media, maksudku to the internet and social media lah tu. Okay, and if you have time, try to Google yourself berapa banyak information that you share ataupun berapa banyak gambar that you share yang public can see. Okay, Google tiada nama habis kita lepasannya. So you have to run antivirus and anti-software, spyware software which is automatically updated. So that ada kadang-kadang ada yang the automatically. So you have to update frequently lah juga. Next one is keep your OS and software up to date. Bukan saja laptop, tapi you have to update kita punya mobile phone juga. So keep backup of your information, important data. Kenapa backup ni mesti? Okay, because of kadang-kadang yang saya tekankan tadi, because of the ransomware itself. Dia boleh melock kita punya dokumen. So if you don't have backup, macam mana kita akan membuat kerja-kerja lain? Okay, so backup kalau boleh offline. Offline means pen drive yang interconnected to the internet. Kadang-kadang, sudah aku backup. Di mana kita bis kita membackup? Sama je dalam laptop ni. You know, kadang-kadang sama tujuan, ter-encrypt tujuan. So that's why alih-alih hard disk backup area offline. Okay. So don't copy or run software from untrusted sources biasanya. So create secure password and change them regularly. Best way is password ni combination of small letter, upper letter, numbers, character apa. And most recommended is to change every 3 to 6 months. Kadang-kadang ada organisation beritahunya, kami suruhan pulangnya sebulan sekali. Atau depends on the policy kita punya letak. Kalau rasa, because of kadang-kadang we want to protect the data tu betul. Okay, kadang-kadang juga kalau password please jangan pakai ABC 1, 2, 3. Ada yang masih pakai. Kinada, okay, kinada. ABC 1, 2, 3 can be cracked only second. Chipnya senang saja. Second. So janganlah pakai ABC 1, 2, 3. So lepas ni kalau supaya mau ingat, jangan jadi tulis password tu. Panjang pulang password tu, tapi no. Walaupun panjang tapi ditulis kadang-kadang indah baik juga. Okay. So macam biasa juga, please refer to your IT department kalau ada macam suspicious event ataupun suspicious incident yang you rasa you need help lah. So I think best way is to refer to your IT department. Okay.